Y'all the one that interviewed him. Donald Trump on 60 Minutes. I don't know what y'all thought he was going to do. He killed it on 60 Minutes.
Tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You know, you have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were, criminal.
What about the vicious attacks on ICE agents? What about the vicious attacks? What about people assaulting them? What about the fact that they have to wear a mask so they don't get doxxed and their family don't get killed? Why can't we talk about that? It's only one-sided. They acting like mom and pop that ain't never done nothing is just getting hemmed up. No, it's mostly criminals. And if you hanging around criminals, you might get hemmed up. Hey, you guys, I started a brand new channel for my live stream videos. We had to do it. So make sure if you subscribe to this channel, you love my content, go and subscribe to the Officer Tatum Show podcast channel, the Officer Tatum Show podcast channel. Let's make podcasting great again. Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notifications. Anytime I go live and make a video, y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Let's get to the interview on 60 Minutes. I gotta watch the 60-minute interview with Dana White. I heard it was really, really good. But here's a 60-minute interview with Donald Trump. And I don't know why people think for some reason that they can interview Donald Trump and they're going to get a gotcha moment. I don't know if this is a gotcha moment, but it never goes well. And they always try to get him. This is one of the first time I'm seeing some of the clips. So let's roll the clips. Let's go to the first clip, which is clip 801. Let's go to 801. Roll it.
We are now approaching the longest.
Let me put this into context. We'll start it over. This is the White House recap of the 60-minute video. And then we're going to break out to a couple clips that are honing in on specific conversations that Donald Trump is having on 60 Minutes. But we're starting with the highlight tape that the White House put together. Roll it.
We are now approaching the longest shutdown in American history.
Democrats' fault. We keep voting. I mean, the Republicans are voting almost unanimously to end it, and the Democrats keep voting against ending it. They become crazed lunatics. We will work on fixing the bad health care that we have. Right now, we have terrible health care at too expensive for the people. The problem is they want to give money to prisoners, to drug dealers. I'm not going to do it by being extorted by the Democrats who have lost their way.
So far, the shutdown hasn't spooked the stock market, which hit record highs this past week.
Perfect timing for your show. Just hit an all-time high.
What happens to your economic plan if the Supreme Court invalidates your tariffs?
I think our country would be immeasurably hurt. Because of tariffs, we have the highest stock market we've ever had. I think it's the most important subject discussed by the Supreme Court in 100 years. We're cleaning up our cities. You know, I campaigned on crime, but I've done a much better job on crime than I thought. You know, the crime numbers are way down.
Zorhan Mandami, 34-year-old Democratic socialist. He's the
communist, not socialist, communist. It's going to be hard for me as the president to give a lot of money to New York because if you have a communist running New York, all you're doing is wasting the money you're sending there. I think we should do something about denuclearization. And I did actually discuss that with both President Putin and President Xi.
Would you order U.S. forces to defend Taiwan?
You'll find out if it happens. I was taking in a lot of money from China. We were doing very well against China. The big thing we had was tariffs, ultimately. I said, look, if you don't open up, then what we're going to do is we're going to impose 100% tariff over and above what you're already paying.
How big of a threat is China?
It's like everybody else. We're a threat to them, too.
Are we going to war against Venezuela?
I doubt it. I don't think so, but they've been treating us very badly. This is a country that allowed their prisons to be emptied into our country. We have been acknowledged to have the greatest 9 months. You know, it's 9 months. The greatest 9 months in the history of the presidency. So if I can keep that going, I'll be very happy.
All right, I want to show y'all what the media is saying about it because that's a really good clip that they put together, and I want y'all to see what the media is saying about it with Ground Out News. Show my screen for a second, and I want to say something while I get that prepared of the tariffs. I have a neighbor that they must own a multi-million-dollar company because their house is ridiculous. They got a skate rink in their house and a skating rink and a tennis court in their house. Like not outside, it's in the house. So anyway, they're doing pretty well. But we were talking over the little Halloween thing. We had a little party, and they were talking about how bad the tariffs are hurting their company, and that a lot of people are on a forum that are business owners all over the United States of America, and they're saying how Donald Trump's tariffs is literally bringing their companies to their knees. And what they said that they would like Donald Trump to propose is some exceptions for American companies when doing certain trades with China. And she named a specific, you guys know this if you're in business and you do business with China and you bring in containers over, there's a certain threshold of how much you can bring on one container. What they were doing was putting they'll do a whole run and they'll put different stuff on different containers, which they were able to thwart some of the tariffs by doing it. But now Donald Trump I guess, got rid of that. So everything you bring in here is tariffed. And a lot of these companies that have been doing it for years, they're getting killed right now. And there's a lot of people that I met a guy in the airport that was telling me Donald Trump tariffs is destroying his company and destroying his farm, because I think he do some agricultural stuff. And so I don't know how much this is affecting people, but I'm hearing a lot of negative stuff about the tariffs. Now, I would love for people who are in these industries, and I told my neighbors, I said, hey, maybe you guys should write a letter to Trump, and all you business owners sign it and propose what you want to do as a caveat, maybe even as a relief to some of the tariffs for American vested companies. And maybe they can get to Donald Trump. I don't know what you guys think about tariffs in the comment section. Comment it, and I want to go over some of these things that people are saying about Donald Trump on 60 Minutes. And this is Ground.News, where you get all your news in a balanced and a way with integrity. You can go to the left, you go to the center, you can go to the right, and you can see what people are talking about. Let's go to a couple on the left. It says Trump boasts of $16 million CBS payout, insists that he won the 2020 election. And so now you see what I picked, but just reading the title, can you guess what side that's coming from? 5 key moments from the Trump thing. Fact check. 18 false claims from Donald Trump made in 60 Minutes. MAGA throws a fit over the use of Mr. Trump instead of President Trump. Fact check CNN. Fact check 18 false claims. Let's see if CNN can do it for free. I don't want to read none of this. It says he falsely claimed that $17 trillion is being invested into the U.S. right now, though the $17 trillion figure is nearly double the White House own widely inflated figure. What to me, these people make a title that say it's fake. Then they say it's widely inflated. When they say that it's not false, but it's widely inflated, that means that it's up for discussion. That means that the matrix that the White House is using is matrix that they are choosing to use, and others who criticize them as a matrix that they choose to use. Go buy one of these defenders. Make sure that y'all owe me $400,000 for that ad right there. Let's see what the next one is. He falsely claimed each alleged drug boat of U.S. has attacked in recent weeks, killed 25,000 Americans, though experts noted that the figure plainly does not make sense. Okay, that's not. Tell me what it say. He falsely claims that some recent former presidents invoked Insurrection Act 28 times, though no individual president has invoked it on more than 6 occasions, with this record set by President Ulysses S. Grant. They said in the title, fact check 18 false claims. Then they go down here, and this is the thing that bothers me. So you're saying that presidents have put in the Insurrection Act, and they've done it multiple times each. But Donald Trump says 28 times. But people have been doing it, and they've been doing multiple times each. But you guys saying his 28 number is off. What is the number then if it's not 28? I put that on everything that it's probably 27. They've done it 27 times, but they don't want to admit to that, so they say it's false, and then they go, nobody has done it more than 6 times. It says no individual president has invoked it on more than 6 occasions. What does that even mean? They mean one president more than 6 times each? Or are they saying total out of all the presidents, it's only been implemented 6 times? These people are, in my opinion, if I went through and did research on all these things, it's disingenuous at best. A lie to me is Donald Trump saying something happened and it did not happen at all. Not that he used the word 28 times and it happened 26 times. That to me is stupidity. And I put that on everything. They won't do nothing like this for Kamala Harris. They go on her show and she literally tell flat out lies that are complete lies. It bothers me. Let's go back to Ground Out News real quick. Okay. All right, so we see what the left is saying. Let's go to the right. Let's see what the right is saying. Trump, political retribution is what Dems did to me. Sound about right to me. So obviously we see most of this is positive. Here go one. Trump lies leave CBS viewers fuming in 60-minute interview. Hold on, Ground Out News. Are y'all sure that's right wing? Maybe it is, but at least you get a balanced perspective. Now, make sure you don't miss out on your blind spot. Go and check out the things that we have not been watching on our side. So if you are on the left, you need to pay attention to this or you're going to get screwed when you start voting and doing all this stuff. You haven't been paying attention to the craziness that's going on your side. And also people on the right. We ain't always right. We be cutting up too. So make sure you go on the right, the section that says right, to see the articles that people on the right are not talking about whatsoever. And I can get you guys the hookup for 40% off with the Vantage plan, which is the unlimited plan. All you got to do is go to ground.news/Tatum. That's ground.news/Tatum. The link will be in the description section. Let's get back to the juice. All right. I got a couple more clips that I want to show you. Just a quick synopsis of some of the things in detail that Donald Trump was talking to 60 Minutes about. Let's go down the list. 802.
More recently, Americans have been watching videos of ICE tackling a young mother, tear gas being used in a Chicago residential neighborhood, and the smashing of car windows. Have some of these raids gone too far?
No, I think they haven't gone far enough because we've been held back by the judges, by the liberal judges that were put in by Biden and by Obama.
You're okay with those tactics?
Yeah, because you have to get the people out. You know, you have to look at the people. Many of them are murderers. Many of them are people that were thrown out of their countries because they were, criminals.
Who's going to deny that unless you're a fool? I think that's one thing that's missing in the conversation is that they frame it as if this mommy and poppy and them just getting hemmed up by and they throwing them on the ground. No. First of all, these people are attacking ICE agents. They tried to, I wonder, I didn't watch the whole 60-minute thing, but why can't the question be, what do you think about people trying to kill ICE agents? The guy in Dallas that wrote notes on his 30-06, he ended up killing immigrants and not one Border Patrol agent, but his intent was to kill Border Patrol agents. What about the vicious attacks on ICE agents? I say Border Patrol, ICE agents. What about the vicious attacks? What about people assaulting them? What about the fact that they have to wear a mask so they don't get doxxed and their family don't get killed? Why can't we talk about that? It's only one-sided. They acting like mom and pop that ain't never done nothing is just getting hemmed up. No, it's mostly criminals. And if you hanging around criminals, you might get hemmed up. Let's go to clip 803. Roll it.
We're cleaning up our cities. I campaigned on crime, but I've done a much better job on crime than I thought. The crime numbers are way down, even though we have a lot more people in our country that really shouldn't be here, and many of them are stone cold, hard criminals. When I look at D.C. now, you can walk down the middle of the street. You can have your daughter, who's 10 years old, meet you at the park. She's going to be okay.
In
she
certain
would have
parts
been
of
murdered.
D.C.
Well,
I live
almost,
in D.C.
Well,
Certain parts
you
of
tell
DC.
me, how big a difference is D.C. now compared to what it was a year ago, right? I mean, you have to be honest with me. People in the White House, they walk up to me, young ladies I've never seen, sir, thank you very much. I know they don't even have to tell me what they're thanking me for. But when I ask why, he said, one girl said, I'd get into Uber, and I felt dangerous even in Uber. They'd attack the car, okay? It wasn't even safe then. Sir, I now walk to work every day, and I'm so safe. There's nothing going to happen, 100% safe. And you know that too, Nora.
I want to ask you about
You live here, you know that too.
I want to ask you about
Do you see a difference?
American
Do you
cities
see a difference?
in Washington, D.C.
Yes. Time out. Hold on. Did she answer? Play it.
Too hard. I haven't been out and about that
that's
much.
not a fair answer. You see a difference.
I get in my car and
Okay,
go
that's
to
a
work
good
and I
answer.
go home.
You don't have to use that one. Don't worry. Don't worry. I don't want to embarrass
I've been
her.
working too hard.
It's like, you know what the
Yeah.
difference is? Like day and night.
Now, let me just add this in here. You know, she do know the difference. She do know. I just get in my car and go to work. You telling me y'all don't feel the fear? Like when I was in D.C., every time I go to D.C., there's some massive thing that happened in D.C. Me and my wife and my kids were just both. So it's just one of my kids were there, and we see all these police lights, and we like, what's happening over here? Did somebody get robbed? These kids, these young kids, young thugs on bicycles are going and mugging people. We looked at the news. They had mugged like 6, 7 people. They were assaulting people and doing all kind of stuff in a nice area, a restaurant district. And you're like, that's dang. Our Uber just passed that place. We could have been caught up in all that. When I went to DC, I had gone out there to do an event and I needed a haircut. And so I went to this place. I don't remember the name, but I had to kind of go in the hood to get the haircut because, you know, it's black people haircut, right? You know, you got to get and not everybody can cut black people hair. I'm just saying, I'm willing to risk my life to get that fade. But I get in there. It's a black barber shop. The dudes are cool or whatever the case may be. Guy got murdered in front of the shop the next day. Like, what do we say? And that's like every time I go to DC, there's some crazy catastrophic thing that happens. I think Scott Jennings said in one of his videos that he witnessed somebody get killed in front of him in DC. Maybe it was New York. I can't remember. It was one of those places. He said saw somebody get killed in front of him. And this woman is acting like she's a woman too. Women fear factor is more than men because women are a little more vulnerable, at least in the mind, or they are, and the mind of a criminal. They'll try to swoop up a woman and attack her more than they'll do a man because they're easier. Rip that purse off their arm. Give me that. It's nothing. Let's get to the next clip. 8:04, and that'll be the last clip. Roll it.
James Comey, John Bolton, Letitia James were all recently indicted.
Good.
There's a pattern to these names. They're all public figures who have publicly denounced you. Is it political retribution?
You know what? You know who got indicted? The man you're looking at. I got indicted, and I was innocent. And here I am because I was able to beat all of the nonsense that was thrown at me. And yet, when you go after a dirty cop like Comey, or a guy like Bolton, who I hear I don't know anything about it. I hear he took records all over the place. Who knows? Letitia James is a terrible, dishonest person, in my opinion.
Did you instruct the Department of Justice to go after
Not
her?
in any way, shape, or form. No, you don't have to instruct them because they were so dirty, they were so crooked, they were so corrupt that the honest people we have, Pam Bondi's doing a very good job.
You don't have to instruct them. We knew they were cutting up when they were doing this against Trump. They should go to jail for what they did to Trump, not even including their own crimes that they committed. Letitia James up there doing some Ponzi scheme thing. It's not a Ponzi scheme. She was lying to the bank. The same thing they tried to get Trump on. Letitia James did the same thing that she said Trump did. She decided to add one more unit or one less unit to her apartment complex that she owned. A little 6-unit thing that she owned. Maybe she owned 6 units. Because if you own 5 and not 4, there's a government benefit to it. So she lied. Then she put something in her dad's name, and she claimed to be his wife in order to get the deal done. I mean, that's bank fraud. All the things she claimed he did, she got caught doing it. Everybody should be, and I'm not saying the 60-minute lady should be litigating this, but everybody should be outraged at that. Even if you hate Trump, you say he deserved to get indicted. Well, she deserved it too, don't you think? How you gonna sit up there and prosecute a guy for something you've been doing behind the scenes? It's insane to me.